All right, Sagittarius, welcome back, guys. Welcome in, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome in. All right, Sagittarius energy. All right, Saggies. Hope everybody's doing well, right? Staying hydrated in all this heat, right? I do appreciate you guys for your support, Sagittarius, okay? Thank you guys for your likes, your shares, your comments. I do appreciate it. Much appreciated, for sure. I appreciate you guys, every single last one of you. All right. Again, if you're new here, welcome to the channel, Real Talk. Welcome in. Okay, Sagittarius energy. All right. To all of you that did send out that healing energy to me, I do appreciate that. And I'd like to send that back to you. And, may the Most High Mother and Father bless you 100-fold in spirit and in flesh. All right. Thank you guys, Sagittarius. I'm grateful for all of my subscribers. Okay, every single last one of my subscribers. But there's a very high ranking of Sagittarius energy that I did not expect, and I see that you guys are a part of what I call family, tribe. You know, I feel like the channel has grown quite a bit, and I have a lot of Sagittarius energy, like I said, that I noticed is a part of my channel now. And who could not appreciate that, right? So Sag, we're going to get into it. We're going to start off with the Declare and Decree deck, right? See what possible blockages need to be released. This is spiritual, so if you are new here, okay, it's just positive spiritual rituals. Forgive my slurredness. I am still going through my little healing here. So, and things are going great, by the way, but my speech is still slurred. So, Declare and Decree deck. It is a very positive deck, but it is spiritual. Spiritual rituals to help to release negative energies from your person, from your environment, from your home, your space, your soul, your spirit, whatever you want to place that works for you. Whether however you want to place it, these are positive rituals. This for the people who are new in the back, the new people. If you're not familiar with this, okay, that's what this is. Because it takes a positive ritual, a powerful positive ritual. It takes that to break a negative ritual. So you have light and you have dark. All right? When you got negative energies coming towards you from the dark side, you're going to need some kind of positive ritual, right, from on high. You need powerful words, powerful intentions, right, and peace within yourself to actually do a ritual that will break anything from a dark energy, okay? And there are people who may not believe that this exists, but it really truly does. There's polarity to everything, right? Night and day, up and down, in and out, good and bad, or however you want to look at it. There's an upside and a downside to everything. In other words, there's two sides of the story, right? There's always a beginning and an end to a book. So this is what it takes when it comes down to breaking generational curses, okay? Breaking spells, okay? Spells can go from anything being written to words being spoken, okay? So it takes a positive ritual to break a negative one, okay? So that's basically what this is. For everyone that it may resonate with, let that be, right? And if this is something that doesn't resonate with you, then just skip over it. But this is what I use, this is what I introduced to my channel, and this is what I shall continue to use. This is a great tool and powerful tool of positive rituals. Okay, so Sagittarius, we have, wow. I know I was meditating on that energy for a reason. Okay, so we have all blockages, internal and external, that prevents me from experiencing a healthy love life, are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. I'll say it again, all blockages. Internal, that's within, because we could have that. And external, things going on outside of you. And more likely you may not have control over those things. But those particular blockages are blockages that prevent you or can prevent you from having or experiencing a healthy love life. Nobody wants to deal with an unhealthy love life, right? Regardless of the lessons that has to be learned, regardless of how long you've dealt with the person, there could be blockages preventing that. So you want all blockages, internal and external, that prevents me from experiencing a healthy love life, are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. You would write that down, pause it if you need to, write it down, set your intentions, right? And burn it. Set fire to it. Fire destroys. You set your intentions to get these energies off of you, to release any negative blockages, internal or external. The next card, Sagittarius, that we have is all childhood traumas and unhealed wounds are cleared from my energy in spirit and in flesh. All childhood traumas and unhealed wounds are cleared from my energy in spirit and in flesh. You write that down. Set your intentions to release those traumas. No, it's not easy, but we must release them sometime or another because healing must take place. So you would write that down, set your intention to release that, and set fire to it. Of course, in a safe place. But fire destroys. And we do want to destroy any unhealed wounds from childhood or childhood traumas, and any blockages, internal or external, Sagittarius energy. Alright? So, energies are fluid, past, present, future. Could be something going on now. It could be something that has already happened. It all depends on what relates to you. So, with that being said, especially if you're new here, again, welcome in. Good to have you. But do not try to make messages fit. It's no need. If a message doesn't make sense to you, then quite naturally it's not for you at this time. If it doesn't relate to anything that you have dealt with or dealing with, if it doesn't relate to you, don't try to make it fit in no kind of way. Just let it go. It's not for you at this time, and there will be more messages to come. Okay? Past, present, future energy. Sagittarius. Only take what resonates with you and leave the rest, please. Only what makes sense to you, for you. Sagittarius energy. Let's see what we have for Sagittarius. All is well with my Sagittarius. All is well. I'm being led to continue to shuffle, so that's what we're going to do. Hang tight. Alright, Sagittarius energy. Eight of Pentacles. The Moon. Five of Swords. Ten of Swords. Queen of Swords. Queen of Wands. Seven of Cups. And the Hermit. Bottom of the deck, it's the King of Pentacles. Alright. Sagittarius. Been focused. Somebody's been focusing on crap. Focusing on work. Minding thy business. Right? Alright. Energy is fluid. Time is fluid. A lot of focus here. Focus energy. Working. Secrets, hidden agendas, fears. Something not being said, something not being spoken that needs to be spoken. But if you're inviting somebody to bring some kind of truth to you, Sagittarius, I would hope they would come correct for their sake. Because you are ready to cut through the BS with the Queen of Swords energy. Or this is something that could have already happened, okay? I feel you're definitely realizing something here. Energy of manipulation, envy, in the situationship. We're going to see. There's definitely something that's over. I think you may have been able to see through someone's manipulation tactics, mind games, perhaps. Someone you may have realized have been creating some form of illusion or keeping up confusion. And if you were just focusing on work, you could have just been dealing with somebody who, now on it, like I said, general messages, only take it if it resonates for you. It's not going to be for everybody, it's general messages, okay? But there may be something within these messages. So, someone here dealing with the situationship, I feel, it's like you went into hermit mode. It's like you had to have some kind of time to yourself, or you had to do something to get back to the old you, to feel like yourself again. It's an energy of getting back to self, realizing some things going on in the environment or going on within yourself, or both. But definitely illusions here. 7 of Cups energy, along with the 5 of Swords. Competition, arguments, fights, pettiness. Someone could have been like manipulative and petty towards you in many ways in a situationship. But I don't know if this is an actual relationship yet, but so far there's something you realized. It's something you realize, because this is an ending. 10 of Swords, this is over with. This is an ending here. But there's something you've paid attention to in hermit mode. That guy with that flashlight there, he's got that flashlight because it's something he sees. He sees something up there, shining a light on it. Exposure. Something's been exposed. You were able to see it in some type of solitude. You may have, hung out by yourself for a while, decided to do something different, go for walks or time by yourself, some kind of way. Some light was shed on some things going on, situationship, right? Some truth, clarity. You got clear about something. Ace of Swords, you got clear about something. Or you made something clear to someone. Right. 8 of Swords, a lot of swords here. Lots of swords here. Lots of somebody, like, I feel like there's been arguments here. Like, words may have been spoken that you can't take back, perhaps. Or, maybe regretful things said that shouldn't have been said, with the 7 of Cups being here. Because within the 7 of Cups is the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is regret. Even somewhat to a point of depression. Feeling left out, missing out. Feeling left behind some kind of way. Or at a loss. Or feeling like you're losing. So someone here could have felt like they was losing you, and so they start creating this illusion energy with manipulation. Maybe some lies up in here. Envy too, some envy going on here. definitely some betrayal. Right. You see, someone created this Five of Pentacles energy. A lot of low vibrational, lack mindset, scarcity mindset type of energies. And these are the type of energies, Sagittarius, that creates the blockages. The internal blockages as well as the outside blockages. Right? So Five of Pentacles, someone could have been worried about being left behind by you. And so they start creating illusions, making you feel like you were stuck some kind of a way, or trying to put fear in you some kind of a way, or saying things that's supposed to keep you mentally indecisive, mentally stuck, which is an illusion, right? Seven of Cups here. And someone could be trying to get you to like create an illusion of you being involved with them. Okay, if you don't stay with me or be with me or be involved with me, you're the one that's gonna lose out. You know, a lot another is more of manipulation, getting you to think that you will be at a loss, or you will lose, or you will never have what you would have with them, with anyone else, or you know, it's just a lot of manipulation here, which could have caused a lot of arguments. Yeah. King of Swords showing up here. Queen of Cups. Eight of Wands. Queen of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah, this is a situationship. Someone, Sagittarius, there's like you've tried to, I guess, compromise with the situation. Whoever this is resonating with, you got the King and Queen of Pentacles coming out here. So to me, this is a marriage. Someone here is in a marriage situation, along with the Hierophant. This is marriage. Okay. So somebody has been dealing with someone who's very manipulative in a marriage, who refuses you to like let you be yourself. It's like they want to make you and mold you and shape you to be who they want you to be. Like having a lot of demand or command over you or control over you. Someone is trying to it's like someone trying to control you with manipulation and illusions. Okay? So this to me is a marriage, and someone could be definitely going through a divorce with the King of Swords, because the King of Swords also speaks of an authority figure. Okay? When it comes to the justice system as well. So this is someone who's definitely, or you were married to this person, but you were in your Queen of Cups energy for a very long time. Okay? Okay, so some of y'all, if you are dealing with a situationship or some type of a long-term relationship concerning marriage, or if it's been at least, I guess, I would say a good 7 to 10 years, if you've been married to a person that long, or you were, this is the energies you were dealing with in that particular situationship or marriage, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like it has to do with marriage here. King and Queen of Pentacles. Like financially, you're set between the two. Okay, but apparently that's not all that was going on here. But to me, this is definitely marriage, and it could also be leading to divorce, or it already has, or divorce may have been talked about, or it may have been something held over your head. Because sometimes people can do that. They'll threaten you with divorce and all this stuff, and you know, if there's children involved, they want to threaten to take kids and all this, and threaten to take you to court for the children. It could be anything like that in this scenario for whoever this is resonating with. And so Sagittarius, it looked like to some point, yeah, heartbreak is here too. So you may have separated from this person already. This person pretty much was someone who would walk all over you if you let them. Okay? And like a person who's very demanding, but like in front of your family, they may be all nice and everything, but there are some people who really didn't care for this person because they may have saw through this person. But behind closed doors, like this person would shapeshift to something or someone else, okay? But they wanted to like it's like having their spiritual foot on your neck, you know, or having a grip around your neck and not letting you, allowing you to be yourself, wanting you to be under their control, under their command. That's the energy I pick up here. A lot of third party energy as well. And there's transformation here. Okay, death is here. So like I said, this is something that ended. This is for someone, this is a divorce. Someone may be thinking or planning to divorce another person because you may be tired of them trying to make you somebody that you're not, or expecting you to be something that you're not, or trying to control you or mold you into what they want you to be, or shape you into what they want you to be, but they're refusing to allow you to be yourself. Someone is dealing with this energy. And things are beginning to change, or they already have, because there's something that you've been made aware of in this hermit mode. It's something you realized, and I feel like it's that you were being manipulated by this person for however long. This is long term though. Anywhere from 7, 10 years, 20 years, someone has dealt with this energy of a partner, a wife or a husband. It doesn't even have to be a conventional relationship, even if it is same sex, because you got Queen of Cups as well as you have Queen of Wands, as well as you have Queen of Pentacles, as well as you have the Queen of Swords. 1, 2, 3, all the queens are here. All the queens are here. So it could very well be same sex. We're talking about energies. We're not talking about people. We're talking about energies. Someone is dealing with the divorce. Someone is dealing with the long-term relationship. Even if you were not married to this person, y'all still lived under the same roof. And you had to separate from this person because this person either didn't want to see your truth, or they didn't want you to just be in your truth. They didn't want you to be in it, experience it. They wanted you to be the way they wanted you to be. And you may have focused on work. You buried yourself in your work, focused on your craft. Time went by, years may have went by, and yet this person may have refused to change their ways or whatever, but they wanted you to be the one to follow their command. Okay? There's, like I said, lies, manipulation, envy here, competition, you know, lack mindset, lack mentality. There may have been many losses through this relationship as far as finances is concerned. Okay, but this is something I feel, Sagittarius, you may have, male or female, you have put an end. The Ten of Swords is an ending, and so is the Death card. It's an ending, but this ending brings stability for you, I feel, because this person could have accused you many, many times of having a third party. That may not have been the case. You may have been someone who was always at work, and maybe they didn't believe that about you at one point. Maybe they felt like you were cheating. And the reason why they may have felt like that, Sagittarius, is that they were basically projecting. That's why they would bring that to you. That was their little secret. That was their little, you know, thing that they held on to, or their little hidden agenda for their fiery darts later. And when I mean that, when I say that, I mean that sometimes people save situations and information when they're arguing and fighting, and then they later on they throw it in your face. But this is someone who would project. Oh, you cheating on me, you must be doing this, you must be doing that, I know this is doing, and they keep up a lot of arguing and fighting, unnecessary arguing and fighting. And it's just projection because of it's what they're actually doing. And it's, to me, with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like you also not only just focused on your craft, you was also focused on what your life was, what you wanted it to be, focused on who you really want to be or who you feel like you really are, and you couldn't be that with this person. Someone had a hard time being themselves with a long-term partner or someone that you're actually married to. And there could have been other people involved that had a hand in confusion and arguments, people saying, oh, I saw this and I saw that, or I heard this and I heard that, and they don't have a clue as to what they're talking about. Just bringing on more confusion. But I feel like at some point, Sagittarius, you have the Six of Wands out here, so I feel like at some point, I feel like you have taken your power back, or you will, in this situation. It may have taken you a long time to wake up to this, though, because maybe this is a person that you make money with real good. Like, y'all good with business together. Some of you could have a business together that you've built within this situation. That could have been something that this person would threaten you with, if you leave or whatever money you done made, this and that gonna be mine too, People do that in marriages when things not going their way, or the next person stand up for themselves and they start speaking their truth, Ace of Swords, and they be afraid of separation because there's money involved, there's homes involved, there's estates involved, there's accounts involved, there's all kind of things that is involved when it comes to a marriage. It's not a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake when you get married. That cake be good, but do that flavor, does it last throughout the years? Do you know how to preserve that feeling throughout the years without someone trying to become controlling or trying to manipulate their way to make sure they're getting a good cut out of a so-called contract? Because that's what marriage is. Marriage is a contract, and some people see it as just that, a contract. And I can break this contract, and hey, I already calculated I can get this money and that money, and I'll leave you bone dry. Five of Pentacles energy. Hidden agendas and manipulation, envy, jealousy, competition here, very competitive. And there's plenty of money involved in this, but I also feel like there's been plenty of loss. Somebody could have found out their partner has a gambling problem as well. Someone is definitely being watched very closely, Sagittarius, or someone definitely could be watching. Someone could actually even be stalking some kind of way, okay? But like I said, this was an energy to where this person wanted to keep you confused. They wanted to keep you indecisive. They wanted to keep you in this stage of feeling uncertain, unbalanced, but always at their command for you to do and operate the way they feel like you should, okay? And maybe you decide that you're not going to overlook this anymore because you probably saw that, and maybe you didn't want to cause any upheaval in your relationship some kind of way, and you were very patient with this situation, trying to, I guess, make it work, see another way to compromise. I don't know, but somebody was being taken advantage of in this marriage, this long-term relationship. But you also got tired and fed up with it. A lot of changes came about here. A lot of changes of heartbreak, separation, realization, accepting oneself. Some of you Sagittarius, you may have went through an energy of having to forgive yourself, accept yourself, and realize that it's okay to put yourself first. Realize that it's not okay to be manipulated in a situation just because you're with someone in a long-term relationship. Sometimes people make you feel like you owe them and you don't. Sometimes people can hold money over your head, children over your head, assets over your head, and that could have been very well a situation happening here, because there's an energy of entrapment here with the Eight of Swords, but that's a mental entrapment. It's also an illusion. But there's hidden agendas here also, and fears with the moon. So you could have been afraid to walk away from this person. You could have had children with this person. You didn't want to walk away. Male Sagittarius, you may not have wanted to walk away from your children, at the time they were young, because you didn't want any other man around your children. Or if you're the male Sagittarius, you could have tried to compromise to keep from having to pay any kind of child support or be on any child support, or you could have just very well decided to stake it out. Yeah, I think that's the right word. You decided to see it through, at least until your children got old enough for you to leave. It's different scenarios here, so only take what resonates with you. And somebody here, Sagittarius energy, a lot of emotions here for this person. But like I said, there's an energy of deception. There's an energy here of illusions, along with manipulation, heartbreak, and betrayal, lies. Someone could have also had some kind of a spell over you, Sagittarius, male or female, dealing with dark energies. With the death card being here, someone could have tried to put spells on you to get you to operate and do things the way they wanted you to do. Kind of like putting you in zombie mode, or keeping you consciously, or should I say subconsciously, asleep, to where you'll never see through the manipulation. You'll never see through the fact that I'm not for you. I say that I am, but I'm really not. I'm just using you. Or I see you finna hit it big, and you done made more money than me this year, so let me put up some more money, and I'm gonna take, because there's an energy of deception, lies, stealing. There's an energy of hidden agenda, and someone is here and been here only for safety reasons. Someone is here and been here only for security reasons. Someone has been in a relationship only for security and safety, not for love. Only because they were financially gaining from it. It had nothing to do with love. Okay? And someone feels entitled here. They feel entitled to have any and everything that belongs to you, because it's been like this for years, where they have ran the whole relationship. It's like you cough when I say you can cough. Yeah. You lay down when I say you should lay down. Somebody is like, I could say, somewhat obsessed over being in control. Okay? Some of you could have gotten some kind of counseling as well. When it comes to this, the Emperor card falls out here on the break of the cards. The Emperor on the split, these just fell out, and the Emperor was there. So that's why I say, Sagittarius, there's an energy of you taking your power back. Okay, just a second. Okay, so like I said, the Emperor fell out of the card. So to me, like I said, I mentioned earlier that I felt like you were taking your power back. This could also represent this King of Swords energy as well, taking your power back. Because you've been dealing with someone who they have this ego about them, male or female, to where you're gonna do what I want you to do. They're very dominating. They have a very dominating energy about them. You could be dealing with an air sign, or a water sign or air sign. Yeah, so far, water or air. But see, I feel like you're in this King of Pentacles energy as well, or the Queen of Pentacles. Take it how it resonates. But this is somebody you felt like maybe that y'all were meant to be, or y'all energies really did match at one point, and some things did change along the way. Changes started to happen, and I feel like it's changes where you started to wake up here to say, I'm not gonna operate like this. This is not what I want to do. This is not who I am. This is not what I want to be. This is not what I want. I want something different. I want something better. I want to do something different. Okay? So I feel like you may be very well moving away from this person. Like I said, it could very well be an actual divorce or just a separation from a long-term relationship. But either way, whether you're married or not, this is long-term. And over time, I feel like you have learned lessons from this person. Many, many lessons from this person. Okay? Because we do have the Six of Wands and the Eight of Wands. And within that, there's the Ten of Wands within that number. And that's the actual energy of nothing but burdens. So this has been, or it was, like a actual burdensome type of relationship. Okay? Where you done most of the investing, Seven of Pentacles, but there's not much on the return. There's not much that has developed in a good way over time. There hasn't been anything that has come out of it that you could appreciate. Nothing that you actually invested. It's not coming back to fruition. It's not growing as you wanted it to grow. You're not getting out of it what you expected, or you didn't get out of it what you expected. But instead, you experience unequal give and take. And for some of y'all, the relationship was unequally yoked in the first place. And then there was loss as well. Lack mindset, low vibrational types of mindset here. And you could be dealing with someone who loves attention, and they may be flirty with other people, and you know this as well. You could have even investigated some things on your own about the person that you're with, and you could have found out quite a bit. And that's something that could have been hurtful, that also helped you to make up your mind to not, give in to this person's fantasy of you being their workhorse or their robot or whatever. This person really wanted to dominate, or they were dominating you. But it caused you to see and awaken, I feel, and it caused you to connect from on high to be who you really want to be. Stand in your truth. If you have a vision to do something different with your life, go ahead and do it. Three of Wands. This is seeing your way forward. This is focusing on movement, action, to go elsewhere, to connect with other people elsewhere, to have a better life, a different life elsewhere. Three of Wands energy. This is also expansion. Some of you could literally be moving and not just be moving on. You could literally be physically moving. Okay? But you're focused. And I feel like you're in this energy of knowing what you want and going after it. Sagittarius energy, action oriented. With that Queen of Wands being here, yeah, I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons. You learn lessons about cutting things out and cutting things off that don't serve you, including people. You learn lessons on the job as well. dealing with people and people being direct and misunderstanding you or misjudging you. You've dealt with that. You've had to be in a motherly energy, male or female, when it came to nurturing and healing yourself, loving yourself, staying in your right mind, and dealing with whatever this relationship call itself being. Whoever call themselves trying to dominate. But you also woke up to the truth. And you're allowing yourself to see the truth. No longer ignoring the obvious, right? So then things begin to move quickly for you after you decided this. So you go from being in this Queen of Cups to this Queen of Swords to this Queen of Wands, taking action. Three of Wands energy coming out along with the Eight of Wands. That's taking action. No longer being burdened, but laying the burden down. Okay? We spoke about the Ten of Wands. So 8 and 3, that's 11 wands. Within them 11 wands, that's the 10 of wands. And you laid that down. I'm not going to be burdened with this. I'm not going to let you make me into something that I'm not. I'm not going to be somebody that I'm not. You know? And I'm moving on to something different for myself. I see something better for myself. This is an ending. And this is definitely an unequally yoked relationship or a marriage. And I feel like someone either is already out of this or you're coming out of this. Because there's definitely an ending. The Death card, the ten of Swords, endings. It's over with. So the Six of Pentacles come out because there's an energy of give and take, which starts with you, Sagittarius, of loving yourself first. Giving to yourself first. Investing in you. And I feel like you're coming out of the energy. When we seen the Emperor card, you're taking initiative. You're taking responsibility. Right? You're making sure that you hold yourself accountable for what's healthy for you. Remember? What's healthy. You see? All blockages, internal and external, that prevents me from experiencing a healthy love life, are destroyed from my energy, in spirit and in flesh. This is what you're coming away from, or what you've already come out of. Because you no longer want to feel or experience anything unhealthy. You've already been through this. This is long term. If it's a marriage, again, somebody's getting a divorce. Right, having the strength to push through, having the strength to persevere, learning the lessons, seeing where you may have went wrong dealing with this person, giving away too much of your power. Now you're having to reconstruct your mindset from this Five of Pentacles crap. Reconstruct your mindset from this Ten of Swords mess, Eight of Swords, Moon card, Seven of Cups, illusions and things of that nature. You never gave up hope, though. There's something that kept you hopeful. There was something that kept you hopeful that also helped bring about change and acceptance for self. The cycle is over. There's something long-term that has come to an end. You separated yourself from it through divorce, or you just left a situation altogether. Whole nother cycle. New beginnings. Yeah. Stable. Very stable. Okay? Very stable. Four of Wands. You're still going to be stable. You will gain stability. Somebody either looking you up or you looked them up. Somebody investigated something and found out something here. Yeah, you're definitely walking away, Eight of Cups. Because there's no fulfillment there. Never really was. Some of you accepted a situation knowing that it wasn't no good for you at the time. But you accepted it to calm down the arguments, to keep the peace, stuff like that. Some of you may have been going through things like dealing with health issues or dealing with, trying to better your health. Not necessarily health issues to where you were ill or sick, but you were trying to probably better your health when you were in this situation. Thinking that you could make this work or make it better or it'll get better somehow. But no, turns out whatever the illusion was or whatever this person's fantasy was trying to live through you and be demanding and controlling and dominant over the whole, energy, whatever that was, you're walking away from that. You've accepted yourself. You've forgiven yourself. If you haven't, you will. Yeah, you've had to temper yourself quite a bit too. Probably really had to think before you react. If there was a lot of conflict, which I feel like there was, a lot of conflict, could have been a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing and not getting along. There were definitely money issues in this relationship as well as too many people being involved. Even family people may have had their 2 cents to speak at the time that you were with this person, or maybe you're still with this person and you're waking up to this now. But it's definitely a lot of sneakiness going on, a lot of deception going on, as well as thieving here. Somebody was doing a lot of take, but they weren't filling your cups back up. See, somebody lost some kind of interest along the line somewhere. The love was lost. Somebody wasn't emotionally available anymore. Your body's here with me, but your mind on the other side of town kind of energy, right? So we're walking away from things that no longer fulfill us. We're walking away from things that no longer make sense. We're not thinking logical about everything. We're putting some heart into it and learning empathy for self, right? Loving thyself and doing what's best. I told you, it's been a lot of conflict. Mental conflict, inner conflict, conflict with family members, probably on both sides of the family. A lot of confusion, things going on behind the scenes. This happened, that happened, this person may have said that, this person said this. A lot of confusion. And you just cut to the chase. You cut right through it with the Queen of Swords energy. But you have learned a lot in this situation too. In this marriage or long-term relationship, whatever it is, it's long-term. Either way. You've learned a lot with the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. Shit, you might well say you're the Empress at this point. Or you will be in that energy. Or realize who you are, male or female. Realizing who you are. Lots of arguing and conflict, fighting and all this here. Could have been authority figures that had to get involved. Could have been at times throughout the years. Yeah, you're going into this single energy here. Somebody's going into a Nine of Pentacles energy. Very, very much single, but very much abundant. Okay? Yeah, so it's like you'll just be taking a risk on doing something you probably never done before. Just be careful of, I guess this person called themselves wanting to communicate with you, or I just feel like this is over with though. I feel like this is closed. It's closure or it's closing. Something to this is done. Because of Wheel of Fortune here. This is starting over. This is new beginnings. Some of you, there are children involved here. But you have raised your children. Some of you that have not, your children may be still at home. Maybe you've made decisions final of what you're going to do. You sat down, you planned this out, and this is what it's going to be. Because you don't want to be under someone else's control anymore. Male or female doesn't matter. But a lot of changes and transformation has happened. The person you may have been dealing with, they're not up for change. They only have their own type of belief. And this could have a lot to do with that too. Belief systems. Your belief system, Sagittarius, has changed. It's officially over. For somebody, with the Death card, the Ten of Swords being here, yeah, it's over. Absolutely. Yeah, no more thieving, no more gambling, no more, I don't know where my money went, and, you done spent all yours, and look here what's going on, bills falling behind because you don't understand where the money going, what's happening, nothing being spoken that's truthful, lies, things like that. other little stuff being found out. Somebody was in investigation mode, Sagittarius. Was that you? Did you have to investigate this partner to find out the truth? You had to investigate. You finally found out what you needed to know. Took your power back. Being disciplined, understanding that you're in an unequally yoked situation. Somebody woke up to it. Somebody woke up to it. Yeah, there go that devil energy. Told you. Some of y'all, somebody probably tried to keep you under some kind of a spell, though. Seriously, someone probably tried to keep you under some type of control. I told you, control. Keep you under control. Male or female, somebody had you under some type of low vibrational energy that caused you to be under their control for however long, some kind of way. But I feel like you broke through this. You broke through. You broke through. This is a family dynamic, and the other family members probably could be involved with this, but you broke through. Sagittarius, somebody broke through. Yeah, I told you, 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Somebody's gonna feel. First of all, somebody done had an ego dead. You put somebody's ego to rest. Let's start there. They're gonna miss you, whoever this is, male or female, and it will be their loss. It's their loss. Yeah, 3 of Swords energy. Yeah, 4 of Swords energy, healing and judgment, truth. Yeah. Truth, just like the Ace of Swords. You're clear now. You're very clear about something now, and you made a decision. You know, you want to be around someone you could be yourself. Yeah, 8 of Cups come out again. Emotionally withdrawn. A lot of change here, transformation. If you were dealing with a water sign, it could have been somebody that was fixed. Scorpio energy. Somebody could have been fixed, very, very much fixed in their own way. It was their way of the highway type of energy. But see, more power. That's why I say you're taking your power back. For whoever this is resonating with, you're taking your power back. And you're not playing with this person like I told you. That go to Empress. That's why I say you might well be in Empress energy. Somebody is in Empress energy, because you know when to turn off the Empress energy and get into Emperor mode too, because that's where you're going to end up at. Balancing out your energies, balancing out your masculine and your feminine. This person had you very unbalanced, but all that has changed. All the queens are out here, and this is what all the queens turn into. This is where you end up. Empress energy embodies all 4 queens, but boy, the lessons that you have to endure in order to make it there, in order to realize who you are and the powers that you possess, and not to abuse those powers, but use those powers for the help of humanity. Healing starts with you, and that's what this is. Sagittarius energy. You have embodied all 4 of the queens dealing with this situation. You have learned, and you've also leveled up. You have leveled up big time. And now you're balancing out. If you haven't already, I feel like you've disconnected. There's an energy of detachment with the 10 of Swords and the King of Swords energy. So more than likely you're detached from this person already. If you haven't, you will. Because you're going to know that it's okay to live in your truth. Be who you want to be. Be the person that you know you are. Okay? Very fertile. Like I said, someone definitely could have had a business here. And I feel like whatever goes on concerning business, I feel like you will get things that's due to you. With the Wheel of Fortune being here, that wheel begins to turn. I feel like that wheel will turn in your favor. Okay, because to me, you're not seeking out anything from this situation I feel like the only thing that you were seeking out, because I did see the Fool card early at the bottom of the deck, of my other deck, the only thing that you were seeking, I feel, is freedom. Yeah, there it is. It was right behind the King of Pentacles. You had the Fool card, and I feel like that's what you were seeking. You were seeking freedom from this situation. You knew that there were a lot of things that were going on that wasn't fair. It wasn't fair, and there were things that were done that wasn't right, and it was concerning this person you were with. But you, like I say, to keep the peace, you may have not said things, for the sake of not wanting to argue and all that stuff. But you decided you're not going to do that anymore. You made a different decision in this hermit mode energy. And like I said, you could have went and got some counseling. That may have changed for you, because there's a lot of changes here, a lot of fives. 555 is showing up. So there's a lot of changes here. Changes and transformation is definitely significant here. And this is what makes you go the other way. 3 of Wands. This is what makes you decide to do something different. 2 of Swords. I see the truth. Ace of Swords. I'm clear about this. I know exactly what's going on now. Is this really what's happening? Is this what I allowed? That's an energy you could have been in before. And now it's like the truth is right in your face, and I can't help but see the truth. I need to be who I really am. I need to live in my truth, be myself. How can you be with someone all these years and not be able to be yourself? That's a mental entrapment all on its own. That's mentally trapped, mentally in prison, mentally stuck, where you got to be somebody else 24/7, and you never can be yourself. That's not cool. So you're having the strength to just push forward through this. You have a lot of strength, abundance, and power out here. And I feel like you know how to use your power to where you can transmute this energy and build off of it. Build your character. Build your spirit. Right? Build your mentality to where things are going to turn in your favor. I feel, first of all, because you're deciding to see the truth. You're deciding to live in your truth. And then you're deciding to walk away. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of inner work to be able to do that, especially in a long-term relationship. But if it was loveless, then you may not have had such a hard time if there was no emotions involved. Because it looks to me like a lot of the emotional parts of this relationship was lost early on. So definitely not emotionally available. So you could have been, like I said before, burying yourself in your work in order to see how to overcome this and come out of this. But I feel like you figured it out. The 8 of Cups being here twice, you figured it out. The Hermit is here. You definitely saw your way through. Spiritually, you were being protected as well, believe it or not. Because this devil energy is not an easy energy to detach from. Especially if you had children with a person. You could have been dealing with an earth sign as well, but if you have children with a person and you're in soul ties like that and contracts, that's spiritual. And that's what this is about. That's spiritual. And you need spiritual rituals in order to release those negative energies. There's a language to it, right? Where you connect with the Most High. You get in connection and you ask for what you want. You believe in, what you can have. And believing in yourself. Healing starts from within. So, Sagittarius, even though this was a lengthy message here, I hope that it resonated for someone. I hope that it was helpful. I apologize for my smacking. I'll be trying to clear my throat and my mouth here. But this is something that's done. But it's good for you, but it's not so good for the person that you may be leaving behind. This person definitely tried to control you and dominate. For whatever reason, male or female, whoever you were with, they were trying to control and dominate. And you just got tired of it, I could say. Finally decided to see things the way you needed to see things. And I just hope that it helped. I hope the messages gave some kind of insight that can help to say, Do you live your life? If you feel like you're better off being by yourself, a lot of people do. Because you want to make changes. You want to change things. People realize that change starts from within. It don't start from what's going on outside of you. Change don't start with your partner. Change don't start with your kids. Change don't start with your job. It don't start with your coworkers or your homeboys, your homegirls. Change do not start with family members. Change do not start, with gambling and getting hold to different low vibrational behavior patterns and all that stuff. That's not where change starts. Change starts within yourself, within you. That's what this Hermit card is about, because this is where the change started. It started right there. And that's what that light is about. Because he's shining the light on it, trying to see what is that? What does this mean? This is self-discovery as well. Discovering self, soul searching, understanding, being able to see the truth. Being clear with self first. Because if you can get clear with yourself, then everything around you, outside of you, will clear up. And it's called clarity. Okay? Sagittarius, I hope it was helpful. And I hope it gave you some kind of insight. Alright? And until next time, guys, take care.